hier ben ik. Ik ben niet dood. Ik weet dat jullie me hebben gemist. Ik ook. De waarheid is dat ik een beetje, hoe zeg je dat, camera verlegen ben. En vorig jaar begonnen de mensen in het openbaar te herkennen. En ja, ik realiseerde dat was te veel voor mij. Ja, ik hou mijn privacy. Maar ik was ook heel druk met universiteit, met moederschap natuurlijk. Dus maar maak je geen zorgen over mij. Ik ben heel gelukkig in Nederland. En ja, alles goed met mijn gezin, met mijn zoon. Ja, Jack, mijn zoon, hij is vandaag niet thuis, maar ik heb een paar foto's voor jullie. Hij is zeker groter. Ja, mijn jongen. Een heel lange jongen. En ik ben nog steeds een student bij de VU. Ik loop nu stage en daarna, 2 maanden studeer ik af. Wauw, het waren 2 hele snelle jaren. Kan ik Engels spreken, dus zodat mijn familie in de VS mij kan begrijpen. So it's been, we've all been doing so well. What else happened? We did move heel vlakbij, very close, just to another area of Amstelveen. I love my flat. I love living in a smaller apartment. I mean, the way that it just like brings the family closer together. I don't miss my huge townhouse in California. And just enjoying life, truly. Like, it's just such a slow, lovely life. And I'm so grateful to be here. I'm still doing my Inburgering, the citizenship process stuff. I think that I will take my exams towards the end of this year. I think I have until August of next year to complete them. I'm obligated to integrate. So I'd like to start off with, I guess, some photos from last year. Some of my favorite highlights or significant moments. I did do some traveling. I got to see Venice. Actually, my mom came out and my family, and we explored the city together. It was lovely. Also saw Barcelona, went to Spain. That was probably the biggest moment for me last year, actually, was seeing La Sagrada Familia. It's a church that's been being built since I believe the 1880s or something, and it's still actively in construction. I think it's going to be done next year, but when you enter that church, it literally takes your breath away. And just the level of detail. And Gaudi, the architect, he knew it wasn't going to be done by the time that he died, so that's why he started the front first, so he could at least see that before he passed. So it was unbelievable. And I got really emotional in there. I know that sounds dramatic, but yeah, for me, all of this is still crazy to me. The fact that I live in Europe, the fact that I'm able to travel, and of course, growing up in America as a child, you dream of these things. You think, wow, if one day maybe I could see the Eiffel Tower, like if I could even do that, that would just be such a huge pinnacle of my life, a huge milestone. And the fact that I'm just able to travel like this so often and live here, it's not something that I take for granted at all. Because the truth is that a lot of Americans, a lot of people, they just never get the opportunity. They go their whole life and they never get to travel. So, and I mean, even my parents, they're in their 60s and they just got passports in the last few years. So it just kind of shows it's not feasible. A lot of Americans don't travel. So I am just so grateful. And yeah, I loved Spain, by the way. I think I could honestly live there. The people are so warm, and I think they just really like me because I speak Spanish as well. And they think it's like the craziest thing in the world that an American could speak a second language. But really enjoyed Spain. Also, I went to California for the summer, took my son, we stayed for about a month and had a big birthday party for him and made so many memories. The hardest part of last year was my mom is sick right now. She is on her breast cancer journey. And I found out like a week that we got back to the Netherlands. And so it was like really like my son and I were just meant to be there this summer and make so many memories. She's doing okay, like everything's gonna be okay, but it was a huge shock. Really, really been a difficult time for my family in that regard. But yeah, I think that I'll take Jack back this summer. Maybe we can even drive him to Disneyland or do something like that. The idea that I had for today's video, I was just gonna do things that I think are weird. And to be fair, I'll do California and the Netherlands. Things that, you know, with the experience that I have now, things that I just haven't been able to get used to, kind of like a culture shock situation. So I'll start with California. The first thing that I think is so weird that I realized about my trip over the summer, this whole grocery delivery and pickup culture, it's a lot. You know, convenience, it reaches a point where it's just laziness. And there was a few times where my mom and we went to Trader Joe's to pick up groceries. You pre-select which groceries you want. When you get there, you go on the app, you say, I've arrived, and somebody else, while you sit in your car, somebody brings your groceries and puts them all in your trunk. And I felt like such a loser just watching somebody else do that for me, even though I'm fully capable of putting groceries in my car. Like, it's so weird to me now, even though I used to do that all the time and think nothing of it. Yeah, I mean, obviously if you have a disability or for elderly folks, I actually think that's a really great option. But for regular young people, why are you doing that? Just go get the groceries, go inside the store, at least put them in your car yourself, you know? So yeah, really weird to me now. Also, in regards to groceries, freezers. I know this sounds crazy, but I don't have a freezer in my new apartment, and honestly, I don't miss it at all. I think a lot of Americans overuse freezers. Sometimes they even have a second freezer out in the garage or something. And think about all of the energy 24/7 that thing is on year round, and you only open it up like 2 times a week for meat or something. It's actually very wasteful. So yeah, I don't miss having a freezer at all. I don't use it. We just go get fresh stuff. Okay, now we're gonna do the Netherlands. The first thing is how comfortable, I think this is actually more a European thing, not just Dutch, but yeah, nudity, how comfortable people are with it. I was going to a gym, it's closed now, but they had this sauna area and it's co-ed, men and women, and you're not allowed to wear your bathing suit. Yeah, for me, see, I never thought that I was a modest person, but after living here, I guess that I am, because I would just never do that. Yeah, I think that's so weird. With just women, for some reason, I'm a little bit more comfortable, but yeah, nudity with random men, yeah, I will not be participating in that. If you're comfortable with it, I think that's great for you. But for me, I think it's weird. The other thing that I want to talk about is food. So why are there no bagels here? I need answers, because like, you guys will have a market with every type of brocha, muffin, pastry, and then you ask for a bagel and they look at you like you're weird. Bagels are so good. How is that a weird thing? Like, why not just bake some bagels? I mean, I could talk about bagels forever. I mean, there's so many different flavors of cream cheese. You could put some zalm on it, make it a meal. It's just, the possibilities are endless. And no, it's not the same as bread. Am I gonna put zalm on bread? Am I gonna make a pizza on a piece of bread? No, you need a bagel. And yeah, you guys are sleeping on bagels. I don't understand. You guys are living your life and not eating bagels. But besides bagels, I think that food, what's missing is that middle grade option, right? You don't want to eat fast food, but you also don't want to sit for 2 hours and spend a lot of money at a restaurant. You want something quick, you want something authentic and affordable that's not fast food. So for example, bagels or food trucks. I know that sometimes I can find lumpia trucks, but that's kind of it. So that's what I would wish for is, yeah, just better lunch options here, is just my one request, please. Okay, the last thing that honestly is the weirdest and has been the most difficult thing about living in the Netherlands for me that I really struggle with. I just can't get used to it. And it's really hard to explain. So I'm going to try to articulate it in the best way. Okay. So the people here, you know, I think they're very proud of their society, and they feel very comfortable, you know, approaching you for things. It's a lot of, yeah, you can't sit here, you can't eat here, you entered the bus the wrong way. And what they perceive to be an issue, to them it's an issue, and that's valid, and that's why I need to get used to it. Okay, but like where I'm from, the threshold of what it would take for me to approach a stranger and kind of enforce a rule or, you know, remind them, hey, you can't do that. Like, we're so laid back because we have to be, because we have so many problems, real problems that I don't even get me started. I mean, my former colleagues, nurses, are getting attacked in the parking lot, just trying to walk to their car to go home after their shift. We had a family member that got attacked by a homeless person with a stop sign, just walking to work. You know, these are things that we deal with every single day. And so the perception of what I perceive to be an issue is so far off from what they do. And so for me, it's almost like I sometimes think that they're joking, you know, and happens all the time. Had a confrontation with my Burman, my neighbor, like a month ago, who somebody parked in my spot. I was gonna run upstairs for just a few minutes. So meanwhile, I parked in somebody else's spot for about 5 to 10 minutes. I shouldn't have done that. I went downstairs. This man is ready to confront me. And, you know, I'm apologetic because, you know, I'm sorry that I inconvenienced you. But halfway through the conversation, I realized, oh, this isn't even your parking spot. Why do you care, Meneer? Why are you taking time out of your day to confront me over something that it's just not a big deal? But to him, I shouldn't have parked there. He's right. I shouldn't have done that. So he wants to spend the time to make sure that I know that. Yeah, so if you ask me what's been the hardest thing to get used to, it's not the weather, it's not the food. I can deal with all the typical complaints that people have. No, this is it. That is it. I need to be careful how I say this, but yeah, I have this theory that, you know, when you have a society that, of course, the Netherlands is not perfect, but it doesn't have a lot of those big issues that we deal with every day where I'm from. And it's kind of, I see maybe they seek that conflict, or they find problems, you know, because they're not so apparent. So it's kind of strange. Okay, before I end the video, I just wanted to share my personal favorite comment from last year that I think is really funny. while I make my ijskoffie. Een momentje. Ja, ik ben gek op deze ijskoffietjes. Ja, het is heel duur, maar heel lekker. Je kunt deze vinden bij Ecoplaza. So, yeah, I would just mix these two together. Yeah, it's really hard for me to find cold brew coffee out here. Honestly, I don't know why we drink so much iced coffee. Besides the weather, I just personally find it lighter, or yeah, when I drink regular hot coffee, I always want something to go with it, something sweet, like a pastry or a muffin. But when I drink iced coffee, it just, I don't feel that way. So maybe that's just me, but here it is, and then I just mix it up. Okay, now we can get to the comment. Hi, Ellen. I saw you at the Gold Band yesterday. That was a nice surprise. They're talking about the Bevrijdingsfestival. Yada yada. Nice to see that you are so well integrated that you are at the first row of the Bevrijdingsfestival in Rotterdam. I'm not making fun of this person because this is actually a very kind thing to say. The reason that I'm laughing is because I was not there. I was not even in Rotterdam that weekend. Obviously, there's tons of women who look just like me here, so no surprise that you just got mixed up with somebody else. Anyways, thank you for posting this. That's really nice. Hopefully I can go this year. I think it's in May. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and hope everyone has a good weekend. Fijne weekend. Doei!